Welcome back to Project 315. We are officially in our first week of marathon training. With this being our first week, I figured I'll take you guys through what my intended training schedule is. The first of my two fall marathons is going to be Mohawk Hudson Marathon. That is on October 11th. My second marathon will be the New York City Marathon on November 1st. Most weeks of my training, I plan to be running 6 of the 7 days, with my rest day being on Sunday. I'm also working on trying to add about 3 days of lifting in. That'll kind of progress as my training goes along. Mondays and Fridays are going to function as my easy run of the week. I plan on doing anywhere from 6 to 8 miles on those days. Pace pulled back a little bit, something fairly steady. Just building up that base and keeping our mileage up for the week. Tuesdays and Thursdays will both function as a speed workout. On Tuesdays, I plan on doing hill sprints. The amount of them will vary depending on the hill, the heat, how many miles I've been doing throughout that week. Thursdays will be my interval day. I have a rotation. I do 400 meters on, 200 meters off, 8 times one week. The next week, I do 6 by 800 meters on, 400 meters off. The following week, I do 5 by 1600 meters on, 400 meters off, and I rotate that throughout the entire training block. Wednesdays will kind of be my mid-distance run. At that point, I'll be looking for anything from 8 to 12 miles, and then Saturday will be my long run. Something I'm trying to do a little bit different this training block as well is I've gotten myself an actual notebook. I plan to log all of my runs that I do, all of my weightlifting, keeping track of my splits, the time I spent running, but also the total time that I was out there. Heaven forbid I'm stopping for anything. I will track how I'm feeling. Do I feel like I'm progressing? Am I having an off day? Am I having a great day? I just really want to kind of keep track of how the training's going so I can really push myself further towards this goal. This week I've actually picked up 2 new pairs of shoes. The first one that I grabbed was the Neo Vista 3 from Mizuno. Last year with my marathon training, I used the Vista 2 for the vast majority of my long runs. I also used it for a few tempo runs. It's a high cushion shoe. It's got a plastic plate within the foam, so it does provide a little bit more energy return, a little bit more bounce, but that cushion really helps the legs on those longer runs. The other shoe that I grabbed was one of my favorite shoes that I've run in so far. I first really got into this shoe back on version 28, but I did pick up the anniversary colorway of the Mizuno Wave Rider 30. This is a shoe that's going to provide you kind of that feeling of the road under your feet. It's going to provide a nice stable ride, a little bit of bounce, a little bit of energy return, but it's a fantastic daily trainer. This is probably the shoe that if I had to recommend anything to anybody, I would talk about this shoe time and time again. I will talk about the other shoes that I wear throughout my training and in these other videos. If people care to get full reviews from me, I can put out full reviews, but at this time I'll kind of just mention them as I use them or as I get new shoes. Week 1 of training is done. we're wrapping up with about 45 miles. Most weeks I'm going to be looking anywhere from 50 to 60 miles, with my peak weeks kind of breaking through that 60-mile point. But follow along, like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff, and we'll see you for week 2. Let's go.